I don't know why I've been feeling this way, but I really have been feeling this way, so I'm just gonna say it. Ready? You can do an $8 version of this, or you can do a $2 version of this, but I'm gonna ask you to do a version of this. If you don't want to, I can't twist your arm behind your back because I don't even know who you are. Some of you I know who you are. What I'd like to suggest is that you spend either $8 or you can, like I said, you can do a $2 version of this and just just try a couple things for me. You can do it. You can twist this any which way you want to twist it. You can do it your own way. You can custom custom design this for your own satisfaction. All I want you to do is a little bit of baking, and you can do it at your leisure. But I keep feeling and I keep thinking that the baking component of your food storage is a really vital one. Sorry, I know there's glare. It looks like I'm a bug when I wear those. The I keep feeling that the baking component is a very fundamental kind of the crux of the whole thing with food storage. Because if you look at the things that you store, you have canned foods. You can have your dry pack canned foods, and you can have your regular, I hate to call them wet pack for lack of a better term, but regular canned foods that are not dry, like green beans and peas and carrots and beef stew and spaghettios and that kind of thing. So you've got your dry pack things. You have you have berry bushes maybe and grapevines, those kinds of things, strawberry plants. You have seeds for a garden, hopefully, and a place to put one, hopefully. You have, of course, water storage. And then if you're fortunate enough to have a freezer, we just got another one. Ours died. I was able to get one for $65, I said the other day. That to me, I'm realizing now that I've got one back again, how much I missed it. It's only been dead for 6 or 7 months or something like that. But that is a big component. My freezer now is like so thankful to have it. The one in the house that's attached to the fridge is not that small. So combined with that, it's a really great deal. I saw chest freezers for 159-ish, I think was the small one at Sam's Club. And then my friend told me that she saw a small chest freezer at Sears for 129. So you might want to make a phone call if you're interested in those. I had heard some, I had read some reviews. I'm getting off track here. I won't even be able to remember what this video is about in a minute. I had read some reviews on certain brands of freezers, and so I stayed away from those like the plague, because after 2 years the compressors were failing on them. And my last freezer I had for over 20 years, and it ran perfectly fine, and I only paid like $250 for it. I paid less than that for it. It was a good freezer for a long time. So that's one component of it. Oh yeah, back to the flour, back to the baking. That's one component. So hopefully you might have a freezer. You have your foods in number 10 cans that are dry, that are packed for 20, 30 plus years of storage. You have your home canned or store-bought canned foods. And then there's the baking component. And I think the baking component is so vital that I would like you to play around a little bit with it. And if you already are baking on a regular basis or have baked multiple things on a regular basis, then maybe this is a non-essential exercise for you. But what I'd really like to do is ask you to try one of these versions. I'm going to explain it here in just a minute when I quit getting off track. I'm going to ask you to make a couple few steps, see if you learned anything from it, and report back to the rest of us your experiences, if you will, if you have time. If you have a high school student graduating this year and you have to do an open house, this is not the time to be playing games with flour. You may have other issues, things going on in your life where this is not convenient for you. So I'm not asking anybody who's in a circumstance like that to do it. But if it works for you, if what I'd really like to encourage you to do is buy at least a 5-pound bag of flour, if not a 25-pound bag of flour. You can get a 25-pound bag currently at Sam's Club for under $8, unless it's gone up recently. and their prices do vary from location to location. So that somewhere is in the ballpark. So I have seen it over 11 before when the wheat price went way up. So it has come down considerably. I don't love the Sam's Club bread flour, to be truthful with you. I preferred the gold medal all-purpose flour to the Sam's Club bread flour. I'm going to be trying some different kinds, but even just get a cheap store brand. You should be able to get a bag of flour for under $2.50. My store brand Kroger flour was $1.34. When I bought it, I got unbleached for 5 pounds. So 5 pounds, 25 pounds, 30 pounds, whatever you get your hands on. At the $1.34 price, I think I calculated you could get 30 pounds for about $8. Right about 30 pounds for right about $8. So what you could do is just keep track of you can keep track of what it produces in as far as quantity is concerned. And I want to strongly recommend, I got the date here, the January 28th video. It'd be easiest to find by the date. And it has the recipes. It has a basic muffin recipe that you can alter any which way. It has a basic oatmeal cookie recipe that you can make oatmeal chocolate chip or butterscotch chip. Or you can put cinnamon in it and put raisins in it and make a raisin oatmeal raisin cookie. There's lots of things you can do with that cookie recipe, but there's a muffin recipe, a cookie recipe, and I think I have the French bread recipe there. The French bread recipe is also printed out at Great Depression Video 5. You can find it on this channel. So what I just wanted to encourage you to do is to, it doesn't have to be my recipes. Those are just simple ones that I've used for decades. I did make an awesome oatmeal. I made an awesome muffin the other day. I'll tell you about that in a separate video, hopefully. But just what I'd like you to do is see how much it would make, what recipes you're happy with. You can try mine or you can try others. Maybe if you haven't made pancakes or waffles from scratch, get on the internet, you can find 10,000 recipes for those. Maybe try oatmeal raisin cookies, maybe try peanut butter cookies. Like I said, if you've already baked muffins from scratch and you're not interested in that, then pick something you haven't done before. The 86 donut and 86 hole recipe that's on this channel would be a fun one to try. So if you haven't done donuts before, watch the hot oil. But if you haven't done donuts before, it would be a great thing to try. I'm going to go on to some other topics, I think, on other videos and tie this up, because now we're at 8 minutes and 20 seconds, which is against my grain, rubs against my grain. So if you do that, please reply either with a video or just let us know how it goes. I'd be very interested in, and if you learn anything different, or if you get a different outlook or a different perspective from having done that, or if you haven't been successful at bread or haven't ever done bread, go to Great Depression Video 5 and do the French bread. It's not real good the day after or the day after that. It's best eaten fresh and hot. You can cut that recipe in half if you don't have enough people around to eat it up quick enough. It's much better when it's first fresh, but if you keep it wrapped or frozen afterwards, then you can microwave it for a few seconds or heat it up in your oven gently. It's not too bad, but it's really good fresh. I have more to say about that, but not on this video. God bless. Thank you. Bye.